Orlando is known as the City Beautiful, world famous for theme parks. And today, PWBA bowling. 5 of the world's best are on display at the 2019 BowlerX.com PWBA Orlando Open. This is Dave Brown alongside my Tour Star broadcast partners, Hall of Famer Kelly Hewitt and Stephanie Johnson. We have step-ladder bowling here today. We start play with a 5-seed Liz Culkin, last year's U.S. Open champ in this building, taking on tour rookie Caitlin Simpson, making her TV debut. And number 3-seed Rocio Restrepo of Colombia, the 2nd-seed Player of the Year frontrunner Shannon O'Keefe, and the top-seed 2019 U.S. Open champ Danielle McEwen, who's joined now by Stephanie.
All right, Danielle, this week your mom and your sister made the trip. How do you think their support helped propel you into the number 1 seed?
Oh, it's definitely helped me a ton. I know my mom was very upset to not be at the U.S. Open show, so I really wanted to bowl well this week while she's here to show her, what it's like when it's on the good side.
So you are going for title number 2 today after securing the U.S. Women's Open a couple weeks ago. What's it going to take today for you to take home another win?
Being the number 1 seed's a little tricky because you don't really know what the lanes are going to be doing by the time you get there. So I'm just going to try to get a good read really quick and make the best shots I can.
Dave and Kelly.
All right, Stephanie, thanks so much. Time for a future for the sport oil panel. Kelly, break it down for us today.
Thanks so much, Dave. The women did not know what they were bowling on with this elite format we get. We don't usually have the pattern in front of us, so we have to go by our ball reaction. 37 feet, high volume, but you see the light teal marks and the light blue is on the outside here, so it's really forward oil. All the breakdown starts, the ladies kind of start towards the right near the track. The high rev rate players had to go left to right and really arc the lane a lot. The breakdown happened really, really quick. The volume seems high, but again, with only the forward pass, it broke down quick, left to right. Chase it left, see who carries the pocket, holds pocket the best, and knocks down all 10 pins.
And away we go from Orlando.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our number 4 seed from Emmett, Idaho, Caitlin Simpson.
TV debut for Caitlin. Number 4 seed, Emmett, Idaho, small town, as we learned, Kelly, today, outside of Boise. Born and raised in Idaho, and going for a championship here in Orlando tonight. Caitlin gets us started. All 10 back. A great start for the youngster.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our number 5 seed from Schenectady, New York, Liz Culkin.
One of the 2 titles, as we talked about, in this building last year, the green jacket for the U.S. Open. The first career major for Liz Culkin, Schenectady, right outside Albany, New York State's capital. And here we go with Liz, the 5 seed, U.S. Open title. She was the 5 seed, climbed the ladder for the championship. Her day starts with a 10-pin.
Ring around the 10-pin. Liz Culkin a bit further left of where Caitlin Simpson is. Once again, the high rev rate players start a little bit deeper inside. The track played 37 feet, rule 31, minus 31, gives you a break point around 6 or 7. I watched the ladies bowl a lot as I was on the lanes with them, and the break point was somewhere around board 8, and when we migrated left, right at that indicator, board 10.
Cross lane, 10-pin, got it. He told us today she's grateful to get that single pin spare conversion. There have been some struggles with her spare shooting this season.
Yeah, for her to make the show and occasionally have those 9 outs. 4-step approach, doesn't lock the elbow nearly as much. You can see where the arm is right there. The left arm is balanced out to the side. Foot's already flat on the floor, which is interesting. She maintains the slide as the knee starts to bend. And in past history, she's popped up a lot further. She's really building into that knee bend and staying down much further at the line a lot longer, which again gives her more projection and ball speed.
Not using a spare ball. So she'll hook into a lot of those spares here today. That's much better. 1-3 pocket for Liz.
Yeah, it's curious why the difference of not using a spare ball. When the patterns tend to be tougher, you want to take the lane out of play and go fairly straight at your spares with a plastic ball. But Liz finds success her own way, and hopefully it pans out for her during these matches.
Here's Caitlin, also known as KT, former star at Pikeville University, a national champ in 2015. Had a great collegiate career. That's off target.
Light in the pocket, 2-4-10. I noticed in Liz's first 2 shots, she was much deeper on the left lane than the right lane. So 15-16's a TV pair. Might be slightly tired down to the right. Sliding around 20, 11 at the arrows, way right. About board 5 at around 43 feet.
First TV show and a really tough conversion. You can see what's on the pin deck and good look at Caitlin as well. 2-4-10, lot to cover, and just gets 1. So the open early for the youngster from Idaho.
Caitlin said she wasn't sure what to expect being on her first TV experience since the collegiate program. Just had some great expectations to make cuts this year. See how well she did, still in contention for Rookie of the Year honors. And again, made it all the way through the PTQ pre-tournament qualifier to be on TV. So a lot's happening in recent weeks. Same thing, Birgit made it through as well. Seems to be popular. Yep. A lot more games.
First time on TV, but a lot of TV experience collegiately. That misses the pocket as well, and just a single pin spare conversion attempt here for Caitlin.
Light 2-pin leave, sliding about 19, but look, was the ball get down to the break point. So right here is 40 feet. This is 43 feet. The ball is already at board 5 past that. So an extra 7, 8 feet, 9 feet past the pattern. So when you're in that iffy zone, if the ball is going to make it back. Good break to leave just the 2-pin.
You're right, could have been a lot worse. Got it, no worries. Pikeville was a runner-up as well 2 years in the ITC championships to Maryland Eastern Shore and Robert Morris. So yes, she's been on TV, but not singles, not individually, until here and now. And not on the PWBA tour. Only 24 years old. Liz Culkin, a veteran, a whole year older at 25, one of the great young stars of the tour.
And been out a few more years, but Caitlin does have her master's degree, which she'll put into use within the coming year.
Really impressive. Liz Culkin knocks down all 10. Liz told us pre-match, it's like coming home into this center. A couple years back, she had the lead after the first round of qualifying. Didn't make the show in 2017, but last year won a major, her first career major championship in the U.S. Open. And she says it's a time in her career she'll never forget.
And as you said, Dave, she worked her way up the step ladder, same pair of lanes. You know, greatly, very well operated now, and she's looking to do the same thing she did in this building last year.
Liz comes in high, avoids the baby split. That's the good news. 3-pin up for her. It could have been a lot worse as she makes her adjustments here.
Never gets right at the indicator, so right at 12, it had to be somewhere around this zone, further outside of it, really high in the pocket. She said it was physical, and yes, it was, kind of, she said, yanking up on the ball. So again, the single pin spare, using the plastic ball for the spare.
And takes care of that. She said to herself a moment ago, just relax. And she's in early rounds here. This one, look for some great PWBA gear. Visit the official online store of the PWBA at shoppwba.com. Great website, great merchandise available online right now. Coming to you from Boardwalk Bowl. Here in Orlando, Dave Kelly, Stephanie with you. Live cover
from 6'10" still stands. And
6'10's got no problem there for KT Simpson. So we were speaking with Caitlin earlier today, and I asked you, maybe give KT some advice for your first ever TV show. And what was that?
The LED lights are great. It's not too hot. Time clock, as long as you initiate your approach, you won't miss the 25-second deadline. Just to trust your gut and your instinct. Remember what got you there to the show. The ball reps are helpful, but remember, you throw the ball. You're responsible. And as you see it ticking down to 10, as long as she initiates her approach before it gets down to 0, there will be no penalty occurred.
High again, just missing that 1-3 pocket. And 3-6-10 down the line remaining for Caitlin Simpson. So Stephanie, how about you, your TV debut? What was that like?
Goodness gracious, nerve-wracking to say the least, but at the end of the day, it's bowling. You try to have to just take it one shot at a time and just focus on the task at hand, the shot right in front of you. So I'm certain that's what Caitlin's doing right now.
And you guys know her well from bowling with her, but meeting her today, for me, she seemed very low-key, pretty mellow, and looks like that's coming across on the lanes as well. Takes care of the 3-6-10 there. Pretty calm presence. That's good for your first show, right?
That is excellent, Dave, really, to stay cool as a cucumber, everything level as can be. Here what happened, the women come over and have 20 minutes of practice on the TV pair. Well, a lot of transition can occur within those 20 minutes. And as she goes and confers with the tour reps, Mike Devaney and Steve Jacobs over there, they might be talking about it might be time for a ball change, something if she's uncomfortable physically trying to execute, maybe go into a ball and make a big move left and see if that allows her swing to get a bit freer.
Liz has a pretty dominating win probability here. 82+%. Bowl TV delivers live multi-channel coverage of the PWBA Tour as we see the Bowl TV highlight of the week earlier today. Liz Culkin going down to the wire trying to make the show, and things were really interesting because Jordan Richard Kelly had a chance.
She did. Both ladies really executing in that final frames. But the pins here, oh, they were hard to knock down. Ring 10 pins, 4 pins, swishy 7s like you just see Jordan lead. And because of that 7-pin, Liz Culkin right now is your 5th seed on the telecast, taking a lead of 28 pins going into the 6th frame.
Right down to the wire, and Jordan Richard, the reigning Rookie of the Year,
Good
just
shot.
out of the top 5. Cross lane, the Messenger just misses the 10-pin. As Liz was hoping for a break, but she is in very good shape at about the midway point of the match.
Yeah, 28-pin lead spare here will definitely keep her advancing on in this first opening match. You can see the angle again, 6-7 at the breakpoint, ball rolling really forward, but the 6-pin really just kind of laps in front. Watch this, it just falls to the wayside in front of that 10-pin, almost if it's just shifting over into the gutter itself. Messenger head pin off the sidewall, just not enough to come back for the 10-pin and click it.
Please.
Watch out, got the 10. Our theme all week for Liz Culkin, but stays clean and has a big advantage against Caitlin Simpson. Our first match from Orlando. More coming up on CBS Sports Network. From Orlando, Florida. Great host for the PWBA Tour again here in 2019. Rookie Caitlin Simpson, first ever TV appearance, down by 28 pins to 2018 U.S. Open champ Liz Culkin at the midway point. Point race, Kelly Kueller. Shannon O'Keefe has a lead. Well less than 10,000, but Danielle McCune, we were just talking in a break, has a chance with some great bowling down the stretch to catch Shannon.
She does. Both majors are ahead of them. Again, the Players' Championship coming up in Raleigh, North Carolina is a major worth double points. All the way to the last ball is thrown at the Road of Richmond Raceway Final Championship. You can see Diana on the cusp at 14th. Valerie Bercier outside the shadow of 15th, but again, Birgit, Shannon Blahowski, and myself making the run to the top 16. The X gets you there automatically with the win. 16 players advance based on champions in the point list. If you join us on September 15th to 18th, we had a great crowd the past few years in that dome area. And the telecast finals again September 18th, 8 Eastern p.m. on this great CBS Sports Network station.
Tickets still available at PWBA.com. So click and buy and come see us in Richmond to finish out the 2019 Tour season. Let's finish out this match first. A rookie, KT Simpson, out of Emmett, Idaho, outside Boise, needs a rally.
Right here, ball change for Katie Simpson. Runaway Brooklyn, trips a 5-pin, and yes, she gets the lucky break.
Maybe
strike there.
that helps her turn the corner, Kelly.
Maybe so. She did make a ball change. Looks like she stuck a little bit with her footing. Looked down at the foul line. Missed definitely inward. But lo and behold, catches a little love tap and a lucky break from the spin from behind to trip over the 5 forward. So calm, so much effortless. See if the ball changes. She gets lined up here on the left lane, lane number 15. Stronger ball she went to. Must migrate inward or move left with the feet. Open up the angle to create a bit of hold.
Let's see if she executes. That's got to hurry. Does just enough to find a 1-3 pocket and knocks 10 back into the pit. Let's go back to Steph.
That's right, Kelly. I did speak with the ball reps during the break, and it does appear that Caitlin obviously has switched balls. She is moving left with something a little more high responsive. That's going to hopefully give her that edge that she needs to take out Liz Culkin.
Thanks, Steph, so much. High responsive. Yes, good terminology there. It means when it sees the friction, it really wants to change direction. Stronger core, strong cover means it's going to slow down sooner. Read the lane earlier. But Liz Culkin right there, she's catching a single right there. Still extending her 18-pin lead after 7 full frames of bowling. And yes, notable, she is still clean through these 7 frames. So 17 at the arrows, 8 at the break point. Heavy rolling ball forward through the pins. Actually splits the 8-9.
She's got some bowling friends in the crowd here today, but family and friends have been with her in East Hartford. She's from Albany, so.
On the ball, and when it gets further right down the lane, she's still able to get the ball to rotate back to the pocket. 6-pin off the sidewall there for a little love tap on the 10-pin to make it fall.
Stare that 10-pin down, and down it goes. Now will Caitlin respond? In the 8th to cut it to 18, way lights.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think she just really got comfortable through the practice session. The 20 minutes prior to the start of TV, there was a bit of transition when she makes the ball change. She just physically looks a little bit uncomfortable, leaks it way to the right, and leaves the 1-2-4-8.
I want to say hi to our folks, Terry and Wayne. They are driving home to Emmett, Idaho, back to the center they run, which, by the way, is called KT's Lanes, after Caitlin. Somewhere around Colorado. We think they're either streaming or watching somewhere live. Wish them the best with their trip back. And an open frame for KT. They had been with her the last couple of weeks and then saw a Reds game in Cincinnati after the show in Louisville last week, and then went to head out back to the Boise area. Rocio Restrepo, the 3rd seed, is next. And Caitlin's got some pretty good friends on the bowling tour. There's KT's Bowling Lanes. And Blake and Adam named after.
Blake Shelton.
Adam Levine from The Voice, big fan. And the dogs, in fact, can bowl. And of course, well, Blake the Bowling Doodle, they're all over social media, as you might imagine.
And the women love it when they're here.
I bet they do. There's a big strike for Caitlin. The Family's Bowling Center in Emmett, Idaho. Great stuff. Who let the dogs out as her strike song?
I think their fan page is more popular than hers is. Not
definitely
too sure.
more so than mine. Pets and social media is just a natural. Foundation frame here for Liz Culkin. Looking good. Open from Turkey. And a 54-pin lead, bringing 10-pin. Coming up next, join CBS Sports Network for this summer's hottest hoops league. Don't miss basketball's biggest legends, all-stars, and champions with a big 3 on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Big lead. Liz Culkin, 10-pin.
Yeah, max score for Katie Simpson is 195. Liz Culkin, she's rated at 188 pace, so just a couple of pins here. The 10th frame should secure it for her. 8 pins should be enough.
Walter Ray Williams Jr., the GOAT, is here. USBC and PWBA Hall of Famer. Calls Ocala his home, not too far from here in Orlando. And great to see Walter Ray on hand. Liz has enough and has a win over Caitlin Simpson in our first match here from Boardwalk Bowl.
Just going to gather some information here with the ball change. I do recall in last year's telecast, Dave, she did make a lot of ball changes, very successful for her. So again, gathering more information to see what will come next.
This one's in the books. Brooklyn strike. Liz Koken in a bid for her third career PWBA Tour title and second in this building. Kelly looking very efficient in her first match.
Very confident, clean, and all through the first 9 frames of bowling. No stranger Katie Simpson, though, having her first telecast appearance, finishing 5th this week, still looking for that rookie race. But Liz Koken will come up and face Rocio Restrepo in the match number 2, who will advance.
Convincing win for Liz Koken over Caitlin Simpson. 5 and 4 seed head-to-head in the first match. 228 to 194. Rocio Restrepo, the 3 seed, is next. Now, last week's champion Dasha Kovalova bowled only the 4th televised 300 game on television in PWBA Tour history. Certainly an incredible feat, but the preparation heading into the season has really paid off for Dasha, as we find out in this week's Bowl Fearless segment.
The hardest shot I had to make when I threw that 300 was the first shot in the 10th frame, because I felt like there was some transition going on, but I wasn't sure, so I stayed, and it went high. So after they carried that 4-pin, I was like, oh God, thank you. It's still there. And I made a move, and you know, the other 2 shots were surprisingly easy. Didn't really think about like the 300 or the bonus or the history. I just tried to repeat the same shot I've been doing the entire week. And I mean, of course there were nerves and pressure, but I knew that if I move and then I hit my target and then I release the ball correctly, it's gonna work. And it did. So, yeah.
Oksana, her mom, can barely watch. For a 300 game. Kovalova does it! It's a 300 for Dasha Kovalova!
It's great because when she wasn't there when I won the Queens, they were watching in Russia. It was 3 a.m. They were tired. And now she got to experience it firsthand. And she was telling me, like, I didn't want to cry. They kind of just all came out on its own. I was like, I know, I believe you. That happens. I make people cry all the time. And it was great. I wish my dad was here too, but he left. And from Hartford, I guess he's kind of sad about that now. He picked the wrong stop to come. Dad, where are you at? I'm coming.
Kelly, that was something. Women's bowling history last week in Louisville.
Yeah, and look, she beat Liz Johnson in that final, shooting 300. And Liz also a culprit when she shot 300 back in 2001. Michelle Feldman in 97, and the left-hander all the way from Australia, Cara Honeychurch, AMF Gold Cup. What a class of women she joins, shooting 300 on the telecast.
Amazing to watch. More great women's bowling on history about to unfold here in Orlando. Rocio Restrepo will take on Liz Koken. Step ladder bowling from Boardwalk Bowl on the PWBA Tour.
Liz Koken, Rocio the higher seed. She chose to start the match in the 2nd frame, so I should say the 1st frame on the right lane. Liz Koken will start the match on lane number 15.
Didn't like it, Kelly.
Nope, slight distraction possibly. Just back off. Good thing to reset, restart. Messenger 10-pin, and she gets it.
Cross the deck for the 10. Almost a 7-10 there. For a moment, the most difficult split in bowling to do with. Instead, all 10 back and a big sigh of relief for Liz Koken.
Yeah, Liz already 18 at the arrow. 7-pin falls late. Messenger head pin off the sidewall. Watches it bounces back off across. Not once, but twice it kicks over the 10-pin.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our number 3 seed from Colombia, Rocio Restrepo.
Great to see a longtime member of Team Colombia back on TV, Kelly. She has dealt with some significant health problems.
She has. She's had a rough, really rough year. Just trying to get back into bowling shape, just overcoming and battling, like you said, Dave, some certain issues physically, mentally plays with her, but she's here on the telecast today.
Back on TV and looking for a win.
Come on.
Not going to get to the 10, but avoids the 7-10. That's the good news. 15 years on Team Colombia. Dealing with really difficult health problems, kidney stones, a stomach bacteria that doctors couldn't figure out for a long time. Lost a lot of weight. Really a tough physical battle. And now, just now, feeling 100% again.
Yeah, she hasn't bowled full time this season. She's been missing a few events. She was our representative, though, last week at National Bowling Day on Saturday afternoon.
That was pretty cool. See that appearance in New York City. Back to Steph.
So I've had a lot of experience here bowling in my college days. The DNA of the center is typically that the friends tend to hook. So I'm going to venture to say a lot of the girls may slowly gravitate left with equipment that's going to store more energy overall.
Stephanie went to UCF. Take a left on Colonial, left on Alafayette Trail. You're right there at the campus. Home of the Knights.
A right and a right to get back here where she practiced every day.
That's right.
She managed. She worked here.
Yeah.
Worked with Pat Costello, a legendary coach herself.
Knows the program and this center very well.
Yeah, this left lane is definitely hooking more. Liz Culkin was sliding 30 already. Rocio's going to have to keep chasing it left, like Stephanie said. And now with the different oils that they're using out on tour, the lanes break down entirely different. The women expect that. Yes, they're oiled the same, but they're going to play slightly different from round to round just because of the amount of surface the women bring out, type of bowling balls they use, and yes, where they start on the lane itself.
4-time champ on tour. Last year, BowlerX.com Twin Cities Open.
Come on.
Eagan, Minnesota.
Your time. Come on.
There's the mark. And you can tell she's confident early in the match here. And the player rolls a 300 game like Dasha Kovalova did last week in Louisville. During our telecast here today, we'll receive a $10,000 bonus courtesy of GoBowling.com. Visit GoBowling.com to find a local bowling center. Get tips from the pros and for all the latest news and information about your favorite sport, bowling.
16-7, not enough to carry that shaker 8-pin in the back. 9 count is good. As you saw Dave last week, there were a lot of ring 10s, a lot of 4 pins, everything else. You can see she's a bit further right on the right lane. 16. I said 31 feet. There's Sports 7 right there. That's it again at about 47 feet, 45 feet. 245 falls down just to leave the 8-pin standing alone.
Oh, God. Help.
Whoa. Trying to hook it into the 8-pin for the single pin spare conversion. And it was a major topic of our pre-match discussion with Liz today here in Orlando.
Yeah. And I
worried about those spares.
I've said too, Dave, you know, you have to treat every second shot just like it's your first shot. Take your time, execute, stay down physically. The fundamentals still apply. And if you think like you can rush it because you feel it's a routine spare, there is that window of opportunity to miss it. So unfortunately, it's an open frame for Liz Culkin, but she does strike a lot. So see if she can rebound and catch a few strikes to get back on board.
How will she respond to the open frame? That has to really hurry and gets a nice break. 4-7 go late. She doesn't like it too much, though. Does strike. Down by 11 pins early to Rocio.
I mean, that's not a very good shot by me, but I'd say.
She's going to talk it over with Chuck Gardner, the ball rep for Brunswick.
Chuck was pretty happy last week with Dasha, wasn't he?
Oh, just overjoyed, overjoyed. But Rocio, again, she came on, had 6 practice shots, 3 on each lane. Left a 10-pin last time on this lane. Looking for the X on the screen.
Third frame. All 10 back.
Both ladies playing the lane very similarly, however, different techniques with their style of release. Rocio's got a lot of tilt, You can see it kind of spinning down the lane. She is way right, board 5 at the break point, but because of her tilt and her axis rotation, meaning she's able to get the ball back. So Axis rotation, like a tire is looking at you straight, just going counterclockwise, 90 degrees. Tilt is a bit different, and I can explain that in a moment.
Zara Average leading into our show here today in Orlando. That's a touch high, 6'10" up.
Yeah, good move. She chased it further left, 6'10". She's using an aggressive core bowling ball with a weaker cover on it, trying to see if it'll push down the lane and still just tip up. But there at the lane just a touch too early. Looking to see if she's sliding about 32, 20, 21.
And she was dizzy, lost about 15 pounds. Blood pressure was all over the map. She had a nerve issue from the kidney stones. She couldn't get out of bed some days, couldn't walk. I mean, it was really bad a year ago.
Yeah.
For Rocio. So great to see her back healthy again.
Strict eating requirements too. Couldn't eat certain foods. Couldn't enjoy the simple pleasures that most people get to.
Much better, Liz Culkin. All 10 back, 60 feet to success on the right lane.
You don't have to make spares.
Green jacket time. Liz Culkin last year in this building, all smiles. She was the 5 seed, climbed the ladder, Kelly, in a just thrilling fashion. A memory for a lifetime.
Yeah, she was overjoyed that week here in Orlando. Stephanie Johnson led it, but Liz Culkin ran the step ladder, worked her way from the 5th spot all the way up to the leaderboard in the 1st position, winning the US Open and taking home the prestigious green jacket. Even made the show this past year at the US Open, but did not have the same run.
In this center. Looking good. All 10 back. And back-to-back jacks. Finds that 1-3 pocket to perfection with a strike.
It's interesting, Dave, you can ask certain players, you know, what are their favorite places to visit back and forth, what centers. Some centers, they don't want to go back because they don't have much success or just they don't match up very well. You can see the win probability of Liz Culkin catching the 3-bagger there, 57% or double. And other people just love to come back to certain areas because they like the fans, they feel comfortable there, and they always tend to bowl well and excel.
5th Rocio works on a spare and has a 10-pin on a pretty good shot.
37 feet again with that pattern. It was not flat, so the gutter did not play, which is usually typical on a shorter pattern. You tend to play more towards the gutter or the channel. This one, high volume as it is, it's all forward oil, so in only to create hold, you have to increase the angle through the front portion of the lane. More, wider, left to right.
Ten-pin, no problem.
Now Rocio is known for her left arm as it really recoils back and pulls everything through the torso. Big first step. Unique here is her 3rd step is really long. In today's power game, the 3rd step is usually very short and powerful. Watch her left arm as it goes all the way back behind her as that torso really torques through the shot. She uses all of her body weight to throw the shot. Great deep knee bend as she accelerates through the swing. Makes the move on the left lane. Light 7-pin.
7-pin, everything but fall. How did it stand with the nudge? Just missing a strike.
Yeah, when you get that deep, the ball just wants to slow down and expend so much energy. Unfortunately, not enough power as the ball hits pins to trip 7.
Come on.
Has the 7-pin, has the spare, has her mark. A great match, match 2 from Boardwalk Bowl in Orlando. It's the PWBA Tour here on CBS Sports Network. Liz Culkin up 11 pins on Rocio Restrepo here, midway point, match number 2 in Orlando. And you saw right behind Rocio, the legend Walter Ray Williams Jr. with Chuck Gardner. Liz Culkin's ball rep providing some advice. The 47-time titleist, $5 million won on tour, 7-time player of the year. Good guy to get advice from. Steph is joined by Caitlin Simpson.
Caitlin, probably not the outcome you were hoping for. I'm sure your mom, your dad, both Blake and Adam were proud of you no matter what. How was your first TV debut?
Although the outcome was not what I wanted, I am actually pleased with my performance. I threw some really good shots, threw some not so good ones either, but I'm happy to have my first TV appearance under my belt.
Damon Kelly.
Show number 1, Steph. She's got that done anyway. What a great week for the youngster from Emmett, Idaho. Great to see her make that debut, Kelly.
Yeah, Katie, be very proud of yourself. Good showing so far. Liz threw a lot more strikes and everything, so walk away with a learning experience, and I'm sure we're going to see you back in future telecasts.
Back to Liz, 6th frame, looks for the 4-bagger.
It's got to push.
Not enough.
4-7-10.
7-10 split to deal with. Difficult conversion upcoming.
Yeah, it just looks like she cut it a little bit short, meaning she missed inward left in front of her. Not as projected as far right down the lane. 8, it's close, but the ball really got into heavy roll sooner through the face for the 4-7 split. Remember, it was like an hourglass with that picture and that shape on the lane, so the middle section is really crucial in getting the ball down the lane.
10 stance, open frame.
Come on. That was a good shot.
The Tides turn, 4-pin lead now for Rocio on the bench. Win probability is altered at almost 58% now for Rocio Restrepo.
Filling frames, being successful, trying to avoid the splits. 9 spare is still a good frame.
Needs a bounce back. That's high. 10-pin alone remains here for Liz.
Left lane also breaking down fairly fast. She's sliding 30, 18. She's around 20 at the hours before. You can see the left lane, though, has almost like it's downhill. So when the ball gets to a certain point, the lane is almost sloped downward. So it picks up speed and changes direction even harder.
Parents Ricky and Mark watching back home in Schenectady. Saw the shot earlier from Liz. Look out. Got that 10-pin.
Yeah, she doesn't pose the shot when she releases it, but as long as she makes the spare. Many of the bowlers have a solid foundation when they slide at the foul line. So Josie Barnes also here, she's great when she's posting the shot. And you can see in the future telecast, the Go Bowling Regional Showdown will be airing next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Look at the great future stars of this tour coming up in our regional program.
It's going to be a fun broadcast.
It will be, yeah. And then the Cubica AMF Players Championship to follow.
Culminating the road to Richmond in September at the Speedway in Richmond, Virginia. Can't wait to wrap up the 2019 PWBA Tour on CBS Sports Network again. Rocio looks good with that strike in the 7th.
I just had a thought here, Dave. If you think of the indicator marks down there, if you put them closer to you at 15 feet, there's that hourglass shape that we saw with the Future for the Sport oil pattern. Rocio bowling even less than half the season this year on tour with all the ailments she struggled with, but last year was our 2018 Bowler X champion.
Looks for the double. 8th frame. Really has to hurry. It's a light hit, and the 2-pin stands for Rocio as the lanes transition here. Good match.
Tighten it.
Rocio will finish on the left lane. She hasn't struck there yet. This could go right down to the last shot. There's the spare.
Future for the Sport lane pattern. So the indicator marks are down here, hourglass shape like this. Okay, so as the ladies start to get deeper, there's really tight knit here through the center arrow. So they're going to keep migrating left, but they still have to find that oil in the middle portion of the lane. So the indicator marks, bring them back. There's that hourglass shape. Just trace through the hourglass and let time be your friend.
Strong step for the 10. The scout searched it and found it.
It's a great break for Liz Culkin. Just, I hate to count on those. You know, you hit the pocket so well, the ringing 10 stands, the flat 10 stands. It's nice when she has enough energy for the ball. Watch again, the head pin off the sidewall. Really screams back to knock over that 10 pin. I always say it's delivered, put a stamp on it.
Come on.
Number 2 seed, Shannon O'Keefe awaits the winner of this one.
Stay down, stay through it.
3-time titleist, the only player on tour who's won 3 events. Dasha Kovalova has 2 titles. She's next up.
Good shot. Come on.
Has liked it. 3-6-10.
Threw that great.
She really liked it off her hand. Said she threw it great. So that's an indicator if she likes how you throw it. Trust what you do. Trust what you see. Keep moving. Keep moving.
Wow.
Right there on mark there. See the thumb hole staring back at you? But again, that left lane, lane number 15, just has a tendency to want to stand up even harder in the back portion of the lane. 3-6-10, not an easy spare.
Covers them all. And a big mark this late in the match could not afford an open frame.
Yeah, some interesting max scores. 203 for Liz Culkin, 217 for Rocio Restrepo. As you said, Dave, 10th frame, it will come down to the wire.
Rocio, former collegiate star at Wichita State, a 5-time Colombian national champ. He represented her country so well. Foundation frame. Has a strike.
Wow.
Like she faced double wood for sure.
Yeah, it's again, so as the lanes break down, steepness and angle will create the ball to skid, but when you're creating that big of angle, watch the ball spinning back, it's really losing a lot of energy. And when it loses that energy, it slows down so much, it doesn't quite have the power when it hit the pins. 2-8 stands, crumbles from the side, trips the 2-pin forward. Good break for Rocio.
Striking 9. To shut out Liz Culkin on the bench here. And climb the ladder to take on Shannon O'Keefe, our number 2 seed in Orlando. No strike on the left lane yet. Maybe that changes when she needs it most. 6-10.
Shot.
I have to say, Dave, both ladies are bowling really well in that left lane, and it is just hooking out of the building. Look, sliding almost 32 at 9-10 at the tracer. Really checks off hard at that spot. You need something that's going to get through that part of the lane even more, something that'll slow down sooner so it's not violent off the back of it. Really try to control that 1-3 pocket.
All important spare. Picks it up. That left lane, Kelly needed a strike. Couldn't get it to put away Liz, who's now got a shot.
Yeah, for Shria strikes here, Liz Culkin will still have to double in the 10th and 4 pins in order for her to win it. So Liz Culkin will still have to show up in the 10th frame if she wants to continue on and face Shannon O'Keefe in our semifinal match.
Rocio crosses over and a Brooklyn strike. And she'll take it gladly to put a lot of pressure on Liz. Sometimes you just get lucky.
Yeah, Liz Culkin, as she struck last time, she was on this right lane. However, the frame prior to that in the right lane, she went through the face to split. So her destiny is in her control with her own hands and her own execution. 2 strikes and 5 pins for her to advance to the semifinal match.
She's had such incredible success in this building. Can she do it again?
First
Needs a double.
Bad.
Not going to get it.
2-8-10.
to a 10, and Rocio is through to take on the 2 seed Shannon O'Keefe here in Orlando. Great run for Liz to make the show again.
Absolutely. She struck last time. She really liked the one last time on the left lane, and it went high through the face for 3-6-10. She might have overcompensated slightly.
I love you, Boardwalk Bowl.
Great memories for Liz Colton in this building, without question. Rocio Restrepo is through to take on Shannon O'Keefe here in Orlando on the PWBA Tour on CBS Sports Network. Rocio bidding for a 5th career title against Shannon O'Keefe, who has the tour lead in points, going for Player of the Year. 2 matches down here at Boardwalk Bowl in Orlando. Plenty more great bowling coming your way on CBS Sports Network. Rocio Restrepo survives a good match against Liz Culkin. Welcome back to Orlando. Dave Ryan alongside Kelly Kulick, Hall of Fame broadcast partner, joined as well by Stephanie Johnson throughout our broadcast. Liz Culkin and her magical run comes to an end here today after winning the U.S. Open here last year.
It does, Dave, unfortunately. So, you know, she missed the A-pin. That open frame cost her, and then she had a split alongside of it. Just not enough wood to catch up back to Rocio, but Rocio's going to go on and face Shannon this next match.
Big subject of conversation on tour this year. Shannon O'Keefe with the 3 titles. She's got a big lead right now in the points race, trying to win Player of the Year for the 2nd straight year, but Danielle McEwen could catch her. It's mathematically possible.
She could, Dave. You know, Shannon O'Keefe right now, I believe, is at 101,000 points. Danielle is only 10,000 points behind her. A win here would cut that deficit by numerously, and we have 2 majors left. It goes down to the last frame, the last ball at Richmond Road to the race finals for the PWBA Tour Championship.
Danielle McEwen, our top seed, is getting ready. Already the U.S. Open champ this year in Las Vegas, trying to win again here in Orlando, Florida. More bowling coming your way on CBS Sports Network. The PWBA Tour rolls on. Restrepo, O'Keefe, next. In Orlando, with the legend Walter Ray Williams Jr. on hand. Pretty cool to see the GOAT here.
It is amazing to see Walter here. Brought his daughter Rebecca along with him.
I saw that.
And Walter's not stopping. Just so you know, I don't see an ending for him in his career anytime soon.
Age is just a number with Walter.
Exactly.
Rocio got through. Impressive winner, Liz.
First frame left lane, ready, starting with the ball change. Trips the 2-pin again.
The 2 goes for a strike for Rocio. That's got to be a confidence builder on that left lane as well.
Absolutely, Dave. Yeah, starts out of the gate, saw something different, changed balls.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our number 2 seed from Shiloh, Illinois, Shannon O'Keefe.
11 titles for the great Shannon O'Keefe. Just outside St. Louis.
Another fantastic season out here on the Ladies Tour.
Winner 2 weeks ago in East Hartford, Connecticut. Single pin here for her mark.
Now remember, the ladies bowled in the different bay. We're on lanes 15, 16 for the TV pair. We started about 29 and 30 this week, so they haven't seen the TV pair all week. Shannon's using a ball she didn't really use much during the week. Saw her maybe later in the squad in the block. So really just trying to read your ball reaction and attack the lanes best way possible.
Just missed being the top seed. But as she told us, she doesn't scoreboard watch anymore, or look at the website for who's leading in tour points for Player of the Year.
Yeah, I believe most ladies don't. Most ladies don't these days. Yeah, Missy didn't do it last week. Just really try to avoid it because it's not going to affect the outcome if you know what the score is, what you need. You still have to execute.
Her numbers. She said last year she was really obsessed with it, and it kind of consumed her, looking at points total constantly to hope, and eventually she did, of course, win Player of the Year in 2018, but took a totally different approach this year, more hands-off, let the bowling do the talking, and she told us today she's really at peace with that. It's a more relaxed approach. Her bowling, anything but relaxed. It's been outstanding, and the 4-7 up for Shannon.
An interesting match because Rocio is much deeper than Shannon is. What Shannon does so well, her ball speed is so firm and aggressive. Her angles don't have to be as steep, so she can keep everything more in front of her, and that's what she does really well out here.
Stephanie Johnson, best friends with Shannon. What's the latest?
Yeah, I agree with everything that y'all are saying. She hasn't thrown this ball much all week, but after talking with the ball reps, she definitely has seen the transition the games before her. So she is a lot firmer. She's going to be a little straighter and try to play her A game.
And guys, what is her A game when it's really on? What do you think, Kel?
Shannon is really strong in all aspects of the lane, anywhere, whether it's a short, medium, or long pattern. She's really, like you said, she worked off her tail to be the great player that she is. Really, when she can be aggressive and firm with her follow through, as we all know, it gets very extensive when it follows through, and she's firm with it, keeps her angles in front of her. She's tough to beat because she can carry the flush strikes as well as the shakers pocket hits.
Rocio might hit. Missed the pocket. And the 1-2-4 up for her. Off target.
Yeah, ball change here. This is a slower responding symmetric bowling ball. Sliding still the same part, 19, but gets way, way further right down the lane. So we're looking for the ball to get to 5 here, 6 here, and as you well can see, it's an extra 4 feet further past that break point. 1-2-4 stands. She will hook at it.
Lots of cover, but covers perfectly. Bowl TV delivers live multi-channel coverage of the PWBA Tour, Team USA, and USBC Collegiate and Youth tournaments, plus watch hours of new instructional video, classic bowling telecast, and behind-the-scenes content each month. Visit bowltv.com to subscribe today. Bowling lives here. Great bowling here in Orlando today.
Is it raining yet?
Probably.
Every day there's a shower here.
I live in Melbourne, an hour down the road, so yeah. This time of year, you can count on it.
Better shot by Rocio. Left lane still causing havoc.
3-pin comes in high, so what does she have to do? What adjustments?
Really, Dave, watching that left lane, the way it's breaking down so much, she's going to have to continue to migrate left, and it's not a 2-in-1, it's not a 3-in-1. Off of the 3-6-10 like that, leaving only the 3-pin, it's about a 6-and-2 left. Again, increase the width of the angle in the front part of the lane. Keep the eyes further to right. Let the ball go left to right. Slow down naturally on its own.
Consistent with spares. As she told us today, that's such a big part of the comeback from all the injury issues she faced last year. Shannon, 5th TV appearance, #1 on tour. What a season. And she goes for back-to-back Player of the Year awards. It's not a vote, only on points on the PWBA Tour. Win probability looking pretty good.
You're right.
Shannon.
And it's,
7.
Good shot. Watching carry a lot of those today when I cross with her. She's able to get a lot of the swish strikes through. 4-step approach, really moves the ball in the last 3 steps. So again, I look here, these 2 power steps, when the ball is coming down, you have to really adapt to.
It's a complex game. It's constantly changing.
Confusing. Maybe not confusing, sometimes complicated, sometimes frustrating.
All the above,
sometimes
right?
Mythical. Yeah, pick an adjective. I just, not really sure.
Stephanie, go ahead.
I agree, Kelly. It's very complicated. So many variables go into this game where the lanes are constantly changing, oil's shifting, different bowling balls, different layouts. So it's a really an educated guess for the players and the ball reps.
Absolutely, Stephanie, and sometimes the guess pays out and sometimes it doesn't, but it gives you more information as to what your next move is going to be. This is where Shannon was so good. She can carry the light hits. She's way further right, 14 at the arrows. You can see the ball pushing further down the lane. She said she worked on having a softer hand, not lesser ball speed, but just not hitting up on ball or hitting through the ball so much. And Rocio is going to do something different. She's going to try to chase it back right with Shannon. She's going to a 2-inch hidden ball, which means the ball is going to flare and hook earlier and slow down and be controllable. See if that helps her out.
Rocio, look out.
2-8-10.
2-8-10, the double wood, and the split. difficult to contend with. Now, can she convert?
Well, she had to take the risk because what she was doing wasn't going to work. So she had to take the risk. Goes to a different bowling ball. As you can see, it slows down even sooner, slopes earlier, but deflects more to 8-10 stands. So it gave her some valuable information. Let's see if she can make a move off of it on the left lane. You have to have a sacrifice in order to get the reward.
Open frame. And we'll see how Rocio responds. Keeps up 12 pins now into the 5th frame. Rocio's been clean. Not a strike fest for her by any stretch after her win over Liz Culkin. We saw the win probability get jacked up now for Shannon O'Keefe. Brand new stat this year on her PWBA Tour broadcast on CBS Sports Network. Love that number. Cool to track it.
Leaves 2-8 again. Now for that one, there's two things you see. The ball slowing down too much because it's a stronger pin position. She could try to scoot to the right and get on top of Shannon even more. She's not loving her ball reaction right now, though. Husband Joe is also looking on too, I believe, in the audience.
Joe's getting close to his pharmacy degree, right? Good luck to Joe.
One more year away. He will be a licensed legal dealer.
Avoid 2-8. Rocio, watch out for the chop. Avoids that. Takes them both down, has a spare. The door's a little wider. The 3-time titles this year, Shannon O'Keefe. Husband Brian in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, coaching Junior Team USA. Youth championships there. Usually. Right by Shannon's side, helping out.
Be right.
Yes! It sure was, Shannon. Blisters direct. Those pins have no chance. And Shannon O'Keefe a big lead, Kelly.
Catches the double here in frame number 5. You can see the ball just split the 8-9, and again, the ball just goes towards the 8 pin, continues to go left off the back of the pin deck. Good ball reaction, good ball speed. Just matched up really, really well right now.
Sixth frame, looks for the turkey. Back to the Jets.
Yes!
All 10 down. And a 32-pin lead. Kelly, she is in the driver's seat halfway home.
Can she extend her lead even more when we come back?
Turkey, Shannon O'Keefe, and a lead on Rocio Restrepo by 32 pins. Third match in Orlando. Back to Steph.
Hey guys, so as we've seen on the pattern, there's a lot more oil at the end of the pattern on the outside, which is not typically what we've seen on tour, so it's causing the girls to gravitate more towards the inside part of the lane. What I see happening in this match is Shannon and Rocio are both pretty much on top of each other, but I do see a ball change happening pretty soon.
Well, Steph, Rocio made one already in the opening match to a symmetric ball. She made another change to another, a little bit more aggressive, cleaner cover symmetric bowling ball. Stronger pin position. She left a 2-8-10 and a 2-8. She's going to make a physical adjustment with her feet and her target, and let's see if she can bounce back in frame number 6.
Time is now for Rocio. All 10 back. That's the start she wanted to the second half of the match.
Yeah, and folks, any fans out there, encourage talk to a pro shop operator about layouts and what they do with bowling balls. I mean, there's different cores, there's different covers. This one, a stronger pin position, means the ball is going to want to stand up sooner and roll forward faster. Allows Rocio to keep her angles a little bit more in front of her. Same as Shannon. She's able to do it with ball speed and her rotation. So now both ladies in the same part of the lane, very similar. But Shannon still has the extensive lead through the first 6 frames.
Just 2-9 left lane. Back to the match with Liz Culkin. Looking for the double. Cut it to 22. We'll get it. That's got to be a confidence builder for Rocio Restrepo. with a lot of bowling left in this match.
For sure, Dave cuts the lead down by only 22. Again, I'm looking at that brown indicator mark from 40 to 43 feet. I'm looking around board 8, 9, 10, right in that zone. That's again the sweet spot. If the ball gets in that area, chances are it's going to be 9 or better. See if Shannon can add to her already 3 strikes in a row, looking to build on 4.
Looks for the 4-bagger. And right back up by 32 pins. That's how the player of the year potentially responds.
Look right here, sliding 22, 23, 13, 14 at the arrows. There's that sweet spot, board 8. I'm looking right here. That's X marks a spot. And again, when her ball hits the pocket, it's still. And I was really surprised it came back. This one just had enough energy to tip up. Luckily, it's only the 2-pin or the 8-pin that was left.
Head women's coach at McHenry, just outside St. Louis, wearing her Bearcat colors. Purple and black here in Orlando. Tomorrow night, 6 Eastern, the toughest sport on dirt takes the stage in Houston for the WinStar World Casino and Resort Invitational. The Unleash the Beast series continues right here on CBS Sports Network.
I have to say, I'm a fan of the PBR.
It's awesome.
It's 8 seconds. It's amazing. It's
the most exciting 8 seconds in sports. Eighth frame. Rocio looking to respond again. Doesn't get that help, Kelly, she needed. Does bump down the 6-pin, just the 3 stands.
Yeah, right now at this point, she's really just trying to make the ball work. Light, light, goes back-to-back jack, strikes last 2 times. That one, she catches it a bit early off her hand. You can see when she rotates it, misses sides her target. Doesn't project quite as far down the lane. Reads too soon, leaves the 3-6, and with the late roll, leaves only the 3-pin standing.
Come on. Wait on it. Come on.
Takes care of the spare. Danielle McEwen, top seed, awaits the winner of this match. What a season for Danielle.
Yeah, and seeing some similarities too. Danielle and Shannon made the show at the Open. Danielle came away the victor. They're on the show again on the medium to short pattern. We've had Birgit and Maria matched up a few weeks in a row. So some similarities continue to go week to week. Rocio, her week back after being in New York City last weekend. Leaves the ringing 10-pin and down by even more.
Good shot.
This pattern was tricky. There was potential for really high scores, Dave. I think Shannon O'Keefe shot 278 or 279. There were a lot of 250s, a 280 game. No 300s this week. But just the same thing could happen where you went 250, you could come back and shoot 180.
So all over the map, you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
And it's tough to contend with.
As Stephanie said, the variables are changing. The surface the women are using, where they're starting out, it's just a constant guessing game.
Cross lane, 10-pin. Strepo might be too late against Shannon O'Keefe, who is clearly locked in to a foundation frame. Works on a spare here, up by 33 pins, in great shape.
She just needs to stay clean in order to go on to that championship match.
Yeah.
And she does.
That's how you do it. And we asked Shannon during our pre-show interview today to give us a grade, her grade on her year, and she said A-. I thought with 3 titles would have been an A+, but she said not as consistent as she wanted to be. Would you agree?
Yeah, I am surprised. She said she was upset that she missed the top round of 12 last week, but she's been consistent all season. 3 titles. I think Liz Johnson won 4 the 1 year, so she's in contention to tie that record again. Shannon carries herself at a high standard, so what we think is great, she may think is at a different level. But obviously 3 wins so far this year, and going to go on and face Danielle and possibly her 4th title of the 2019 season.
What a year. Shannon O'Keefe hit it 4. Got plenty there for the victory over Rocio Restrepo, and we have got a titanic matchup here in Orlando at Boardwalk Bowl. The championship match is on the way. O'Keefe, McEwen, coming up next on CBS Sports Network. Bowlers in Orlando going for that trophy here at Boardwalk Bowl. And Shannon O'Keefe, a 226-201 victor over Rocio Restrepo. And yes, we've got the top 2 seeds. That fan's happy. Head-to-head in the championship match. Kelly Kulick coming up. How'd you break this one down?
Well, Shannon O'Keefe again, because her angles don't have to get as steep or as wide, she's able to keep everything in front of her. Danielle McEwen is going to be right there with her. She might be slightly left. She's #1 qualifier again, wins the Women's US Open, 4th championship round appearance this season alone, and she beat Shannon O'Keefe for the #1 position by 1 pin. Yep, unfortunately so. So she's riding that roller coaster high as well.
The top seed, Danielle McEwen, going for another title here in 2019 against Shannon O'Keefe, who has a big lead for now in tour points, going for Player of the Year again. Title match time from Boardwalk Bowl in Orlando.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our #1 seed from Stony Point, New York, Danielle McEwen.
Not far from New York City. 8-time titleist and right behind Shannon in points. What a chance for Danielle here today.
See how she opens up this championship match.
High shot, trips to 10 late, so 3-6 up for Danielle.
Interesting, Dave. I looked at the point system. So if Danielle wins, it's 15,000 for first points. Shannon would get 13, so 2,000 right there. Last year, Shannon did not make the cut at the Players' Championship. 25,000 points right there. So it will come down to the last event of the PWBA Tour Championship in Richmond.
Early chop, early open for Danielle McEwen. Not the start she wanted at all against Shannon O'Keefe.
Well, that left lane was tricky for almost all the players on the TV right now, so maybe Danielle started there so she could finish on the stronger right lane.
An impressive win over Restrepo in her first match.
You're right. Yes!
$10,000 bonus courtesy of GoBowling.com. Visit GoBowling.com to find local bowling centers. Get tips from the pros and for all the latest news and information about your favorite sport, bowling. Happened last week, Kelly.
It did?
Thriller in Louisville. That was awesome.
I have to say this pattern is going to be a little bit more difficult to shoot 300 on, so that's just my crystal ball theory.
I'm with you. Probably not today. And there it goes.
It's terrible.
Left lane troublesome again. Seems like all the women that have yet to migrate left on that left lane, the more they keep moving left, we felt it this morning, the more the lane's hooked. So in essence there, you had to find something to either keep getting back to the right with something weaker and avoid that spot. She's real close to that sweet spot, just about 9, 10, 10, 11 there. Leaves the 3, 6, 10.
Focused. Woo. And covers all 3 and avoids matching Danielle's open to start our championship match. Two-time major champ, Danielle McEwen. All 10 back.
Good break for Danielle, trips the 4-pin.
2015 Tour Championship winner in Arlington at the home of the USBC. And in Vegas this year, the U.S. Open.
5-step approach. Off the sidewall there, trips the 4-pin. So you have Danielle, Shannon O'Keefe, and Liz Culkin, 3 members of Team USA that will be going to Vegas next week for the Women's World Championships.
How about that?
Joining them will be Jordan Richard, our sideline host there, Stephanie Johnson, as well as Missy Parkin.
Good luck to all guys.
2-4-5 left by Danielle. High the last time, makes the move, now light. That's where it gets tricky. Now again, Dave, the ladies do not know what the pattern looked like. In the previous beginning of the season, the pattern was posted 30 minutes prior to the practice session. Once the elite field was determined, the patterns were not posted. The women did not know what they were bowling on until we got to telecast today.
Covers. And avoids a disastrous second open early in the championship match. Third frame for O'Keefe, works on a spare. Shannon, 4-pin up for her.
Good shot.
Real close, doing everything right so far, controlling the pocket, controlling the pocket.
And she felt in our discussion pre-show that sometimes she hasn't and struggled a little bit, giving herself that A-, but it has been a tremendous season. 3 wins already, Twin Cities Open, Tucson Open, and East Hartford.
Hold on, please.
It holds on just enough. The PWBA's regional titles take center stage at the Go Bowling PWBA Regional Showdown next Saturday, 5 o'clock Eastern, right here from Boardwalk Bowl in Orlando on CBS Sports Network. Can't wait to broadcast these regional champs. Really good young bowlers and some with a lot of great experience. Collegiate head coach. Great field. That's coming up on CBS Sports Network.
Check that PWA website for future regional events coming to your neighborhood.
Left lane for Shannon.
Flat 10. Again, she's further right than Danielle. Ball slowing down, just not going through the pins. It was before, so right now, flat 10. Lanes are breaking down, transitioning. Its hit was high volume, but really it's all in the forward pass. There was no reverse oil, as you could see early on, so it doesn't have that extra layer of hold in the front.
Cross lane, 10-pin. Got it.
Danielle down by 9 pins.
And now some advice. Fourth for McEwen, works on a spare, and all 10 back.
So she did. Start on the left lane, seems to be struggling there. 2 back-to-back strikes on the right lane. Sliding 29, 30, 18 at the arrows, just on that hash mark there. Teal on one side, purple on the other side. Ball is rolling heavily forward into the pocket, and it goes straight back for the strike.
4th time. Championship round already this year. It's been a great 2019 for McEwen. Looking for a title today, and all 10 back. It's not blasting through the 1-3 pocket, but so what? It's a strike on the left lane.
Dave, we call it technical strikes. So the players are supposed to recognize their hits. And in this building, sometimes if you hit the pocket flush, there was always 1 pin standing. If you crumbled the pocket or just lightly hit the pocket, I think the carry percentage was very much higher than if you were flush in the pocket. So as you can see, the win probability there has Danielle right now ahead. But yeah, it's amazing. Your pocket becomes a certain distance wide. Find that sweet spot for it to carry, recognize it, and continue to do it.
Yeah.
Response, O'Keefe, 5th frame strike. And it keeps this very close in Orlando in our championship match. Shannon told us today she's been dealing with some wrist soreness. Going back to her softball days. She was an All-American softball player in college. Did some pitching. Had some injuries then.
Be right. Hit it!
Oh, wow. Just not enough. Messenger was bouncing and somehow missed the 10 pin.
Pretty good.
She liked it off her hand. It's interesting, on the left lane, she's able to get it wider down the lane. Just a bit pinch wider down the lane. Head pin off the sidewall. Unfortunately, just not enough was interrupted to take out the 10 pin.
Has the 10 pin, has her mark, and Kelly. We've got us. All right, here we go. 1/2 match remaining to determine a winner here in Orlando. Dave, Kelly, Steph with you, our entire crew. PWBA tour continuing on CBS Sports Network. The legend Walter Ray Williams Jr. right behind Danielle watching. Big VIP in the house. Watching a great finish here. McEwen misses the pocket again.
2-4-5. And I'm trying to analyze Dave in my mind. I'm watching the picture. I'm watching the ball go down the lane. That's my job here. And I'm thinking Danielle is more up the back of it. She's not comfortable getting around the ball where Shannon is, and she's able to create that skid and push through the front. So Danielle, when she tries to, if she misses it a little bit too much, it just doesn't read the lane the right way.
Let's go back to Stephanie.
Yeah, Kelly, it's very apparent the lanes are tough. They're going through transition. I did speak with Danielle's reps, and they highlighted that she's playing the left lane about 2 different with her feet, and she's going to utilize some loft to take that front part of the lane out of play.
Wow, Steph, that's great to know, because when you do loft the ball, it has a tendency to slow down even more, but that means it changes direction quicker and will stay on line longer. Whereas if you try to play the back part of the lane, it might be too sideways, too long, or too late. But whatever she did on that left lane, if she did loft it, like you said, Steph, that was the perfect execution right there from frame number 7 for a strike. Lofting the ball means you just get the ball out over the foul line a little bit more. A little air underneath it. Ball doesn't deflect quite as much. Danielle's eyes are really further down the lane. And again, when you loft the ball, it has a tendency to read a bit quicker and roll forward sooner.
O'Keefe works on a spare and crunches 10 into the pin. Those pins had no chance. Maybe O'Keefe's best shot of the match. Puts her in great shape, back up by 2.
I recall too, Dave, last year, don't forget, she did make the telecast here for the US Open in this building as well. And Josie gave us a bit of information. Sean Ryan, one of the ball reps, used to have his pro shop here, gave lessons, so has a lot of valuable information about this building alone.
Ball change now. Josie caught it. On the troublesome left lane. Let's see what Shannon's got. That's a high shot. And a 3-pin stance.
I wait for the day the pair can just play the same. But it's not always the case. Again, the breakdown, the variables that Steph had mentioned earlier. High on the head pin, 3-pin lead. Makes the ball change, so really taking the risk for the reward.
Did you like the ball change this late?
I thought she was controlling the pocket really well, but maybe her and the rep saw something differently. Last week, or the 1 week, 2 weeks prior when she won, I thought she needed to make a ball change, and she didn't, and it proved to be successful for her. So, again, the bowler knows her game the best.
Stat pack. I'll break it down for you. 8th for Danielle to go up by 8.
It's a big shot right here. It sets up her 10th frame when she's back on it.
Looks for the double. Biggest shot of the day, and all 10 back. Danielle McEwen comes through. Blast through the rack. Win probability numbers up, nearly 58%. Now the left lane, it's been the challenge all show long for every bowler. How will Danielle handle it?
Oh, great shot.
10 pin, a good shot.
Yeah.
Can't get a break.
Yeah, goes back to I said 11 pins in the rack some days. Good shot, lofts it over the front part of the lane. Last time it tipped up enough to roll forward through the pocket and carry all 10. This one just a little bit slower and later. Flat 10.
Ten pin and a spare, Danielle.
It's going to come down to the 10th frame, David. Unless Shannon does something here to disrupt what she's been doing so far. But max score for both ladies, 215 now for Danielle, 218 for Shannon O'Keefe if she strikes out. A double and 7 would be a tie, I believe. Both ladies have control of their own destiny.
Foundation frame works on a spare. Big strike, O'Keefe.
A double and 8, and she will be your BowlerX.com champion. She needs 2 strikes and 8 pins to win. Goes back to the other bowling ball in this left lane.
Yes!
There's the first of 2 she needed to inch closer to wrap up this championship here in Orlando. One more and then 8.
You asked me about the ball change, Dave. She didn't like what she saw. She went back to what she had. It paid off for her. Can she do it again? She needs this strike and 8 more pins to win.
Shannon wants it on the left lane. 4 pin. Stands a good shot for O'Keefe.
It leaves a window for Danielle, Dave, right now. Danielle still has a chance to win in the 10th frame, but she must throw a double.
No shutout for O'Keefe.
.207 score for Shannon. Strike 9 spare gives Danielle 205, so therefore...
And Shannon O'Keefe is going to win again.
Oh my gosh.
The 2 seed has won her 12th career PWBA Tour title and 4th this season.
God is so good. So good.
Shannon O'Keefe looking for back-to-back Player of the Year awards, has won again here in Orlando, Florida now. For Kelly Kulick and Stephanie Johnson, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from here